Foxes. Mrs. Spillman here with your weekly announcements. We are in the countdown to track off again another little break, and let's see what we have going on because I know it's busy around here. All right, first up, we are still in January, but this week we also start February. So January, as we celebrated on Friday with Student of the Month, was in honor of excellence, but February starts Kindness Month. So kindness is the act of giving without the expectation of something in return. You can do this by using nice words, including others, being helpful, caring about yourself and others, and being friendly. And our strategy is to give compliments to others. So let's work on that this month and let's give out lots of compliments. All right, Miss Brenda has her activity for next week. It will be for 1st through 3rd grade, the giant parachute, and 4th and 5th grade, kickball basketball, as long as the weather cooperates. Let's hope we can have these activities next week. All right, Moana practice. So make sure if you are scheduled for practice next week that you get to Weaver on Monday and Wednesday from 3:45 to 5:30. And if you have a Saturday practice, please make sure you get there. If you have any issues with transportation, please check in here with me, Mrs. Spillman, so we can work on how we get you to practice on time because the play is almost here. All right, coming up not this week, but next week, which is our track off week, we are going to have Kindness Week. So we wanted you to be prepared to get your outfits ready. So on Monday, we will have Superhero Day. Tuesday, we'll be celebrating our differences with Elemental Day, Fire and Water. Wednesday is Being Kind is Magical, our Disney Day. Thursday is our Ohana Day, our luau, also our dance day, so make sure you wear that luau stuff. And Friday is Kindness Comes from the Heart, wear your hearts. All right, we do have a minimum day this week, so on Wednesday you will be released at 1:30, so make sure your parents know you get out early on Wednesday. All right, just like I was talking about, my favorite day of the whole year is almost here. It is going to be our family dance on February 8th. It's going to be at the fairgrounds. It is a Hawaiian theme, so bring your mom, your dad, and this is for Farmdale students only, so don't bring your siblings that go to Weaver or that go to high school. This is for you and your parents, so you can bring them out for a special date at the family dance. We are so excited and can't wait to see you there. All right, just a reminder that if you're playing too rough on the basketball court or the soccer field, you will lose that privilege. So to play these sports, because rough play leads to injuries, and we want to have lots of activities for you to do and have fun, but we need to be safe. And just a reminder, I know we've been reminding a little bit, you guys, the snacks are becoming a problem. You cannot eat food unless you're in the cafeteria. So after school, please hold your snack until you leave campus. We don't want you choking on any food as you're walking, and we honestly don't want to leave all the trash everywhere. So it's a safety issue, and we just want to make sure food is eaten in a safe place, which would be in the cafeteria or when you get home in your kitchen or dining room. All right, we need to bring this out because we've had some people going through backpacks again. If it doesn't belong to you, leave it alone. Responsibility also means leaving things at home. If you don't want anything to happen to stuff in your backpack, do not leave it in your backpack where it can be taken while you're in class. So 2 things, don't go through backpacks and don't bring things to school that you don't want someone to take from you. We are adding extra cameras, and we can look at cameras if we know, but we want to make sure your stuff stays safe. So if it's something you want to keep safe, make sure to keep it at home. All right, we'll have a student council meeting for all class representatives on Thursday morning in the library. Valentine grams are on sale this week. They will be on sale all week. So make sure for $1 you can get that gram. You can send it to your friends. You can send it to your teacher. You can send it to yourself. You can send one to yourself to give to your parents. But $1, and come purchase those Valentine grams to help support the 1st grade. All right, Live the Creed. Man, we've been getting lots of emails this week for Live the Creed. We have so many classes that have already earned their 5th one. Look at that. Lots of classes, just a few classes that need to get that finished up, but I think you guys can work on that this week. We have Mrs. Vu's class that just keeps blowing us away. They just got their 7th, and Mrs. Stroop's class is at their 6th, as well as Mrs. Birnbaum's class. So keep going. Let's see who gets the most, because we probably have a cool prize for them. All right, our positive office referral for this week. Audrey from Mrs. Ray's class always shows kindness and respect. The class got a new student, and Audrey was his friend and showed him around the classroom and school. She played with him at recess to make him feel welcomed. Thank you, Audrey. We really appreciate that. We like to show all of our new students how great Farmdale Foxes are. All right, attendance for the week. Second and third and fifth grades all made gains in their attendance this week. Great job, Foxes. Watch out, fourth grade, fifth grade's gaining on you. Fourth grade is at 93.9, but fifth grade's right there at 93.5. We only have 2 weeks left, so let's see who ends up on top. All right, and just a little reminder from our Fox here. Remember, Foxes, to be awesome. So on your to-do list, make sure you're awesome. Love the shirt, and thank you for that reminder. All right, congratulations to Mrs. Ingram, Mrs. Vang, and Mrs. Ward's class for winning the door decorating contest. We enjoyed some cinnamon rolls and hot chocolate in the cafeteria as your reward. It was wonderful, and it smelled delicious. And we have some more pictures because, man, they were having fun eating those very large cinnamon rolls. So thank you also to Mrs. Gina for making sure we had those treats in the cafeteria. All right, a shout out for Kinsey from Mrs. Camp's class. She's at 100% of fluency on her reflex math multiplication and divisions facts. Great job, Kinsey. And Mrs. Gunn is sending a shout out to Amir. He made the most growth in both iReady reading and math in Mrs. Gunn's class. He far exceeded the expected growth. She's so proud of him and all his hard work. Great job, Amir. All right, Mrs. Ingram wants to send a shout out to Marianne and Jenny. Marianne has been top Fox for over a month already, and then Jenny went up a total of 144 points in iReady math and reading. Such amazing growth. And she also wanted to give a shout out to her class for earning the hot chocolate party. So great job, you guys. We're so proud of you. And let's look at that perfect attendance for the week. Mrs. Charo had it on the 22nd. Mrs. Wally and Mrs. Patrick had perfect attendance on the 23rd. Mrs. Garcia had perfect attendance on the 25th, and she just has 2 more letters left to spell Foxes on time. Mrs. Newville had perfect attendance on the 25th. Mrs. Hillhouse had the 25th and the 26th. And Mrs. Gomez had perfect attendance on the 100th day of school. And here's a little quick video of them that they wanted to share with you guys.
Happy 100th Day!
All right, thank you to Mrs. Gomez's class for that cute little video. And now it is time to get to our kindness ticket winners. Let's see who we have today. Our box is fuller than it was last time I had it. So that means you guys are doing lots of kind things out there, and I really appreciate that. And it's kindness month, so we've got to really work on getting these kindness tickets. All right, our first one is actually for Mrs. Gomez's class. Anthony was caught being kind. Congratulations, Anthony. Next up, we have Lydia from Mrs. Johnson's class for being kind as well. Mrs. Johnson even drew a heart next to being kind. All right, up next, we have Josie Z for being kind and helpful for Mrs. Vu. And I think she just won recently, so we'll have to do something even better for her. All right, next up, we have Brian from Mrs. Smith's class for being kind. Wow, lots of being kind right now. And we're going into Kindness Month. That is amazing. And our final one is Amanda for Mrs. Say Chow's class for being kind. Wow. Well, that is the theme here is the kindness ticket winners are being kind. And we're moving to Kindness Month. So let's make sure we're doing lots of kind things. So Anthony, Lydia, Josie, Brian, and Amanda, I will be around this week to make sure you get your prizes. And let's see what else we have. We have our quote of the week, and since we are moving into kindness month, the only way to have a friend is to be one. So if you want friends, make sure you're being a good friend to all those people out there. And if you see someone kind of sad, again, let's be kind. Let's say something nice to them and help them out. All right, birthday books. So make sure to stop by the library to pick up your birthday for Mrs. McCreary and Mrs. Lavilla during the week of your birthday, and we will have the birthdays here at the end. And I want you to all have a great week, make great choices. I know we have a lot of busy stuff coming up, but we still need to make sure we're learning and we're making good choices. So let's get those foxes up to do our creed. So to be a fox, repeat in your mind, be safe, be responsible, respectful, and kind. Have a great week. Bye.